People probably think that owning a boutique is fun and glamorous. Is that the reality?
Even when I hire people, I almost talk people out of the job just because I want them to understand that there's a whole backside to this. I won't lie, I've had a couple times where like I've called my best friend and said, do you think I could just sell everything and move out of the country? Like just go to Bali and sit on a beach? Truthfully, I've just had to really work on regulating my nervous system and trying to not really stress about things. You have to love it because when the challenges come up, things don't exactly go perfectly the way you want it. If you don't love it, it's just too easy to quit. I'm one of those people just delusional enough to be like, okay, yeah, let's just jump in and do it.
Today on ASAP Unfiltered, I am sitting down with what I'd like to call our first local spotlight. So I'm really looking to bring in local businesses here in the Lake Norman area. I have Donna Houghton here, owner of Details Home and Boutique and a Styled Collective here in the Lake Norman area. So thank you for coming in today. I appreciate your time. Donna has built businesses centered around style, home, and creating spaces that bring people together. But behind a beautiful storefront is a real entrepreneur that is navigating all the things that come with business ownership. So today we're going to talk about the entrepreneurship, your business a little bit, and see what comes of it. So
sounds good.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up in this space to begin with?
Okay. I have been an entrepreneur since I was 20 years old. So it's just kind of, I've always just had businesses.
Okay.
So I'm 14 years in North Carolina. So I was in Indiana prior. And I had an interior design business and did window coverings there. So moved here, worked for some other companies at first, didn't think I was going to go into having my own business again. But I just have realized that's just who I am. I just like the freedom of being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it kind of a thing. I've never been an 8 to 5, go sit in an office kind of person. It just doesn't suit my personality. So going out and doing the things that I love and that I'm good at is just, it's just where I'm just always going to have to be.
Yeah,
So.
I think back to, I'm like, could I ever be an employee again? And the answer is probably not. There's actually no way in hell I could ever be an employee again. I'd be a terrible employee.
Same.
But yeah, I think once you get that bug, or if you're born with it, whatever it is, like it's hard to go back.
Absolutely.
So, okay, very cool. My next question was, did you always know you wanted to own a business? Like, do you like the business side of it, or do you just like the freedom side of it?
It's both and all of the things. Like I'm just a creative, multi-passionate person. I am a huge people person. So customer service and helping people and just the day-to-day interactions of all the things, I just love all of that. So yeah, it's I don't know if I set out that way. I think it's more just I would look for something, and if I couldn't find it, what I needed, I would just figure out how to go start it and do it myself. It's kind of how it's turned out several times.
Yeah. And I think that that's like the most successful business owners I see, or entrepreneurs. Like they don't set out to make a lot of money. They set out to help people, and money is a bystander of that.
Absolutely.
And the ones that are in it for the money usually are not long-term businesses. So, okay. I love that you said that.
Yeah, I think you have to love it, because when the challenges come up, and things don't exactly go perfectly the way you want it or how you thought you loved it, if you don't love it, it's just too easy to want to just quit and give it up. Which to me, working for somebody else, that's kind of how that comes. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean I can only have a week's vacation? What do you mean I can't have this day off? What do you mean I can't go do something? So, when you're doing it for yourself, everything's on you, and it's something that you love, I feel like you just keep going through difficult times, I guess is the best way to say that.
Like to me, and I don't know if you feel this way, I don't feel like it's work. Like I love my business, I love my people, and I will work an unlimited amount of hours, but I don't feel like it's work.
Exactly.
So it's different, I think.
Yes.
And I always see this meme or videos about this. It's like, I could never work a 9 to 5. I want to choose the 80 hours a week that I work or something as a business owner. I'm like, that's true. I want to talk more about what your businesses do first, and then jump into the other questions. Okay. So can you explain that a little bit about what you do now in the Lake Norman area?
Yes. So the Affordable Blinds and Room Designs was the initial name of my window coverings company. So we design, sell, and install shades, shutters, drapery, all the things, exterior shades. I have a couple of really good installers, so that helps a lot. I've done window coverings for a long time. I've done interior design, kitchen and bath design, and window coverings is just what I love the most. Again, it's one of those things where I know it very well. I know when I walk into any home, I can help the customer, in the budget, in the style they're looking for, help them solve any issues with sun, privacy. I just love it. So started that out of my house, and the boutique was kind of a little bit of a side hustle. I started it online during COVID. My daughter and I were kind of doing it together. There was no markets to go to. There was just no ways to really find sources. So we were just online trying to find vendors, suppliers. So started that out of our house. And then the space that I'm in became available. A friend of mine was leasing it. She was moving out. And I had like a weekend to jump in and decide. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. And so we've been slowly merging the window coverings into that space over the last probably year and a half. So there's a back room, was a room. We tore down the wall. So now that area is open to everyone from the boutique can come in and now see our displays and everything's on the wall.
Okay.
So I have a place to meet with clients. All the windows in the boutique have draperies and shades.
And this is in Cornelius?
This is in Cornelius, exit 28, yes. So we only have like about 1,000 square foot space. So the front part of the boutique is all the clothing, apparel, jewelry. That is just, it's a love. It's just a passion. I love it. I love the buying. I love to bring in things that my customers love. I love being a little spot where ladies can come in for some retail therapy and just walk around and find a gift for a friend or come in and, there's some ladies that want help styling for an event coming up, or, I'm in this different phase of life and, how should I dress now and things like that. So we love helping all the ladies with that. So it's kind of just those two passions combined, and I just love it.
Okay.
Love it, love it, love it every single day.
Very cool. I can see how they would go together, but I've never seen it be put together before.
Yes.
So very niche business.
Yes.
So when it comes to the window coverings, you mean shades, right? Or blinds, or is it both?
All of it.
Okay.
Shutters, shades, blinds, drapery, anything that you could put over your window or a door or anything to offer privacy or just for decoration.
Okay, so when we're talking about customer experience, do you go to their house and help them decide this, or how is the customer experience? Like if I'm like, hey, I would like this, but I don't know what I want. Do you help me design that start to finish? It sounds like that's what your passion is.
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the appointment that I have right after this is a client that just reached out a few days ago, and they've got some shades in their windows. It's a newer home for them, and they just want they feel like the rooms need something more, so they're looking for some drapery.
Okay.
And I always try to ask, what do you think you like? Or do you want full closing? Do you need blackout? Any colors that you like? They have absolutely no idea. So they sent me some pictures, which was super helpful. So I go through all my fabric books. I try to bring out what I think might fit, just to narrow down the choices for you, because there's thousands and thousands of fabrics that you can choose from. So I will go out there, we'll talk a little bit, and while I'm measuring the windows, then I'll let them look through some fabric books, and we'll kind of narrow it down. And then from there, we price out the project, installation, the production of the draperies, the hardware, everything needed, and then we send an estimate. And then when they're ready to go for it, or we make any adjustments, then I order everything, and then we go back as soon as it all comes in and we install it for them.
Okay.
So it's a full service.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like the sales rep, essentially.
Sales rep designer, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I have other people that I buy the product from, or workrooms that make the drapery. And then I have installers that actually hang and do the work for me. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. I understand now. Thank you. So going back into like the business side of this, is there a moment that you were like, oh, this may not work, my vision or my idea? Is there a roadblock that you hit at some point during this?
I've never hit a roadblock where I felt this isn't going to work, but I won't lie. I've had a couple times where like I've called my best friend and said, do you think I could just like sell everything and just move out of the country, like just go to Bali and just sit on a beach? Like, could I just shut it all down and just, I've had a few of those, but
yeah. I think that's normal. Yeah. Well, this question, people probably think that owning a boutique is fun and glamorous. Is that the reality?
Yes and no, of course. So there's the very fun side of it, the buying, the clothes, the dressing, helping the customers. I mean, just being in the store when ladies come in and just being able to talk with them, the stories that we get to hear about their lives and where they're going. One of our bags went to the White House last year around the holidays,
Okay.
so that was kind of fun.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
that's fun to see and know all that side. But of course, and even when I hire people, I almost talk people out of the job just because I want them to understand that there's a whole backside to this, like opening up boxes and opening up the packages and steaming and tagging, and we have to clean and dust all the time in the store, and there's 9 million things in our store. So yes, you have to move everything out, and we have to clean, and we have to move things out and sweep behind it, and there's
Yeah.
days where it's slow, and just all the things. So yeah, there's a whole backside of it, just like probably any other business.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Not always glamorous. What's one thing that people don't realize that goes on behind the scenes at your business?
That people don't realize that goes on behind the scenes. I guess maybe just all of those little details, like, having the tissue paper to put in the bags and having the bags. And, there's just so many little things that I don't think
Yeah.
people realize that go into all of that, and the hangers and buying properly and keeping the right amount of stock in the store of the things that people come in and they need. Like, it's kind of a constant always on, making sure that anticipating any need that somebody could come in and be looking for, that we have that. So if a lady wants to
Yeah.
try on a tank top underneath a jacket, little things like that, different bra ideas and, concepts, little bandeaus and things like that, socks for shoes, and
Right.
just there's a lot of
Yeah. It's
that
more
that
than
goes
what people
into
can see.
making sure that when she walks in, she's not wanting and needing and looking, and you know what I mean? We've provided a lot of needs for her,
Right.
hopefully.
Customer
Yeah.
experience.
Very much.
Yes. So I guess totally side note, but with the last couple of years being really weird with between COVID and tariffs and all these things that impact logistics in our business, did you, have any issues when it came to your product and obtaining it?
I haven't had any issues in like delays, or I shouldn't say that. I did order some different rods and hardware for my store a few times. I kind of remodel almost every year, or at least between Christmas and New Year's, we always shut down for a week. And I take that time to plan things like that. Like this year we tore out a wall and opened up that back room, or I paint, or I've had some hardware issues that never showed up. But other than that, it's just been the increase in cost in the tariffs
Yes.
and that kind of stuff. In both
Yeah.
businesses, I get it from both sides. So yeah,
It's
it's
hit us
increased.
hard when it came the tariffs we felt, but I think what has impacted us more in the last couple of months has been like freight charges and, all these extra charges just because, of fuel prices and sending things across the country, or sometimes it comes from a different country for us, has really impacted our costs, unfortunately. The customer feels that. So I didn't know where you got your product from, or if that was, in play there. What's something that keeps you up at night as a business owner?
I saw that question. It was funny because I thought, you know what? I don't have anything that keeps me up at night, only because I've had to work a lot on my cortisol and my stress levels over the last several years, honestly. So I don't. If I go to bed or I wake up and anything would start to bother me, I immediately just get it out of my head and put it in my phone for the next day so that I can sleep. So I know that question maybe means a little bit more than that, but truthfully, I've just had to really work on like regulating my nervous system and trying to not really stress about things.
Yeah.
I used to be way worse at that, and I've had to work on it because there's kind of always going to be something. It can come up so much.
Yeah.
So I've had to learn to take a breath, it'll work out, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I've had to learn to regulate that stress level a lot.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that's a good point too, is like, and I don't think it's in my questions here, but like taking care of your health, like how does that impact your business? Because I know for me, it's a big thing. If I am unhealthy in any way of my life, it reflects in my business indirectly. So what are things that you do to work on your stress and cortisol over the last couple of years that has helped you sleep? Because I could use that.
yes, I have. I'm kind of crazy, neurotic about like educating myself on all of that.
Okay.
So, going to naturopathic doctors, going to medical doctors, HRT has been a big thing for me. I do take a really mild thing at night to help me sleep. Supplements, working out, staying healthy. There's time. I don't get to be as probably perfect at it is some people, like my daughter goes to the gym 6 days a week. I don't get to do that. Sometimes someone calls in at the store, or I have to go be here. My installer needs something at the job. So I don't get to be as perfect about it, but I make sure that I get it in, even if it's just walks. Sometimes Jatan Park is my favorite place.
Yeah.
I go there a lot and just walk,
Yeah.
especially if it's a stressful day. You know, there's other things that I think people can use sometimes to calm. I used to be one of them, the glass of wine at night. Had to get rid of it. It's not helpful and it interrupts your sleep. Like just educating yourself and learning what is really helpful, what's going to work, what works for me personally, and maybe not everybody else. So I mean, literally we're talking probably 8, 9, 10 years of this research and just really working on what works.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and mindset is a lot of it. Breathing work. You know, just stopping and taking 4 or 5 deep breaths and just really thinking about the truth of, is this really an emergency right now? Or is there somebody that can help me with this? Or is my response going to be too strong for how not serious this is or how serious this is? Does that make sense? Like really just thinking through it a lot. So.
Okay, I love that. I think getting outside and walking is something I try to teach, everyone here. I'm like, if you're stressed out, just walk around the building or get outside. Like the sunlight, there's something different about the sunlight hitting you and also exercising at the same time that just kind of resets everything. Because a lot of us here, we have like pads under our desks, so we walk as we're working.
Oh, nice.
But I think outside is a whole different, it resets everything.
It does.
So
Especially
even when it's like cloudy for a couple days, because I'm from Arizona, so like I don't know, it bothers me when it's cloudy and I don't get that rush of sunlight. So I don't know what that's called. I'm not any sort of health expert, but I love that you go to the
very
park
wise.
and stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so that was a total side tangent. Let's see where I was before that. What's the hardest part about leading a team?
Probably understanding everybody's different personalities and understanding how to work with different people.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I had to learn that the hard way, kind of treating everyone the same way, but you have to know your team and know that they're people first and then they're your employee. And I think especially too, I don't know your range of employees or their ages, but I think that, I have some employees that are in their 50s and some are 20, and they are very different personality types and coaching types. So I've learned that too. So that's a good point. What kind of people thrive in your business as far as employees? What characteristics do you look for?
I guess in the boutique world, somebody that is really passionate about fashion and potentially maybe going into that industry. I tend to get a lot of young girls that are coming in, like maybe for summer while they're in between college. So they're always kind of going back. So that's a tough transition.
Yeah.
And then I have hired a lot of ladies that are retired and think they just want to come in for the fun, glamorous part of the job.
Yeah.
But because they don't need the job, that's been a tough spot because they'll just leave the second anything comes up that they want to go do instead. So for me, the best people that I've had the longest are people that really have a passion for going, because a boutique job can just be a part-time stepping stone for something else. It's not always a career path. Like, does that make sense? Like, I was talking to a business owner one time that owns a hair salon, and she's like, I get all these girls in fresh out of school and then I train them, but this is a career they're going into. There's not a lot of people coming to the boutique world that are going into that as a career. So
yeah, that's a good point. My husband and I owned a cleaning company, and I used to joke, and I'm like, we don't own a cleaning company, we own a hiring company, because we are constantly just hiring and training and turning over. And that's kind of just the nature of that business.
yes.
Because it's not a career for most people and it's hard work. But
Yes. So you understand. That's exactly the dynamic. Yes.
Yes. And I have a friend, and I think he's in Cornelius too. He owns a smoothie shop, and that's his biggest thing too. He's like, I hire these high school kids, and of course during summer or vacations or whenever they're just ready, they turn over, and that's been his biggest problem too. So I could see that for sure. How has your leadership style changed as you've grown?
Probably just kind of what we touched on a little bit is regulating my own nervous system and not getting as upset or trying to take so much control over a lot of things. Calming way down, not stressing as much, that type of thing. And again, trying to look at my employees again as people and not just somebody there to do everything, just for the store or whatever. trying to learn about their lives, their business, having things available for them at the store, trying to offer some incentives, bonuses, discounts, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think that is calming down in my brain and not stressing as quickly and as easily as I used to. Yeah.
Gotta take some tips from you on that. I am high strung, but my husband and I are kind of opposite. He's like the calm one, and I'm always, ah.
That is good that you have that balance.
Yeah, I think you need balance somewhere next to. Do you think that business is more about products or people?
People, 100%.
Okay.
Always people
Yes.
first. Yeah.
Yes. As far as being a business in the Lake Norman area, is there something you love about this area in particular? Is there a reason that you chose Lake Norman as your spot of opening your business?
Not really. I just live in the Lake Norman area. And again, that spot
Yeah.
became available. I kind of knew of it because a friend had a business in that space or whatever. So we're right on Catawba Avenue. We're next to a smoothie place. There's a nail salon in our plaza. We're right across the street from Chick-fil-A, really busy road. So even though we are set back a little bit and a lot of people find it difficult to get to us, you just can't pull into our lot. You have to kind of go down a side street
Okay.
and go around to the back. But as far as us being right in the middle of all the things, I mean, we
Yeah,
really
that's
can't
a
complain about
great
that. So
location.
yeah, my actual idea is I want to be in a like coastal tourist, like Amelia Island or Charleston, Savannah, in a little spot
Oh, yeah.
right there where there's all the tourists, because that's what I love to do when I go on vacation to Lynn Towns. There's always a day where I'm going to go to the little boutiques and the shops, and I like to find things that are different. And I've looked even at several at the coast. Just haven't yet found the right opportunity, whether or not we'll do 2 locations or whether or not it would leave, I would leave Lake Norman and go there. I'm not sure, but that's really the end goal. Again, this space just kind of came available, and I'm one of those people just delusional enough to be like, okay, yeah, let's just jump in and do it. Yeah. So I did.
Okay,
So
cool. Yeah, I would love to hear about your vision and what's the grand end goal for you. Is it to have multiple locations and keep opening boutiques, or just have that, coastal one that is doing millions of dollars because it's in the perfect location? Have you thought about like what the grand vision is?
no, actually. I shouldn't, that sounds weird to say, but I don't have any idea of growing this into several. It just will kind of depend on what opportunities present themselves. So I've had a few locations that I was super excited about, and I really thought it was going to happen, and it didn't. So I kind of pay attention to that too. Like closed doors sometimes maybe can mean something. So if right opportunities open up and it continues to grow and we can do that, I think that's wonderful. But it's nothing that I am dead set on trying to build this into a huge franchise or anything. Technically, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you are to find the perfect Charleston spot, would you be moving there, or would you have team members running that location?
So it would depend on, how things are going, but
Yeah.
Ultimately, yes.
Okay.
The whole idea would be that I
Cool.
could live right in a coastal, because when I moved from Indiana to here, I wanted to be, I loved the weather here, the sunny days. It's beautiful, the greenery and the people here. All of that brought me here, but I'm still 4 hours from the coast. So I want palm trees.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I do ultimately want to live someplace coastal. And if I could have the boutique be someplace right there, where again, in a little touristy area where my doors are open every day and people are just having fun and walking in and finding cute stuff, like that's the dream.
Yeah, I can envision that in my head for sure.
Yes.
Okay, I
Yeah.
love that. Cool. I'm gonna jump into these rapid fire questions. Are you
Okay.
ready? I think I already know the answers to a lot of them after we talked. But let's see. Coffee or wine?
Coffee.
Okay, yeah, you already told me.
Yeah.
I already know the answer to this one too. Beach or mountains?
That one honestly is a tough one.
I love both.
Yes. So I actually I do a lot of work in the mountains actually with the window coverings. And I was at
Okay.
a client's house just a couple weeks ago, and he's a real estate agent. And I was just, of course, in awe of their home and their view and everything. And so I told him, I said, my goal would be a small little place in both. And so he actually sent me a house like a couple days after I met with him. And he's like, yeah, like something like this. And I was like, yes, that's
Like up
the
by
dream.
Asheville, North Carolina mountains?
Someplace, yes, that's not in the touristy. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, yeah.
We went to Lake Lure last week as a leadership team. I've never been there, and I thought that was like the perfect place of you have the lake, but you also have the mountains, and I've never seen a town like that before. So
Yes.
I thought that was really cool.
Yes.
Would you rather decorate your own house or someone else's?
Someone else's.
Favorite local restaurant?
Oh, it's probably a toss-up between 131 Main and On the Nines.
Okay, I haven't been to either, so I'll have to try
Gotta
this. Online shopping or in-store shopping?
In-store shopping.
What's the most overrated home trend right now?
I would probably say white and gray marble countertops.
Okay. Yeah. What's your dream vacation?
Well, I'm actually kind of in the works planning it for next year. I have never been to Bali and I've always wanted to go.
You did say that,
Yeah,
yes.
I want the jungle experience. I want the waterfall experience. I want to meet with a guru. I want to do all the things. So that's
Awesome.
That's
Yes.
on the bucket list plan.
Cool. What is one word your team would use to describe you?
Focused.
Yes. Lastly, if someone wants to connect with you, where can they find you?
So we are all over all social media platforms, of course. So we are on Facebook and Instagram under A Style Collective and Details Home and Boutique. So any of those places.
Okay, very
Yeah.
cool. Well, I will also put the link of all of your pages on our YouTube channel. And thank you for coming in. This was fun.
Thank you for having me. It's so great to meet you.
Thank you.